Good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, October 10th, 2025. Thank you guys for joining us for another session of trading the Nasdaq and the micro Nasdaq, the NQ and the MNQ Futures here on the 1024 tick charts. We are about 7 minutes before market opens. And we're just so glad that you guys are here. Happy Friday. Hope everybody had a great week. I know it's been a tricky couple of weeks in the market, especially with the government shutdown. A lot of the news that would normally be coming out at 8:30 in the morning has been paused or delayed, causing some confusion. If you look at the overnight price action, we're in this bigger downward trend right now. I've marked the overnight high at 356 and the overnight low at 251. The all-time high is all the way up here from yesterday, pre-market yesterday, all the way at 393. We did sort of retest, I should say, VWAP, and we have rejected. So it'll be really interesting to see what the market wants to do where we are right now. We could be in another tight trading range. Time will tell. We do have some news this morning. We have at 9:45, we got one of the FOMC members is speaking. And then 10 o'clock, we have prelim U of M consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. That's a red folder. So we're going to be very, very careful not to be in a position prior to 10 o'clock because those candles typically can act very crazy and very volatile. So I'm going to do my best today to, again, follow my rules. Be really disciplined, which is easier said than done. I think that is the one thing that a lot of traders struggle with, is that mindset. And it is going to be a work in progress. So I'm going to do my best to also call out all the signals, whether they're false positive, meaning that there are signals that did trigger but don't follow my rules, so we won't take them. And then the triggers that do follow our rules, I'm going to go ahead and say legitimate or legit. I'm trying my best here to come up with some terminology that would signal go or no go on a trade. Okay, so this bullish signal was false positive, and so is this bearish signal here. We have about 2 minutes till market opens, so I'm assuming one of these is either going to work or stop out. We are at a strong level here at 300. We're also near the gap fill at 294.25, so we're kind of stuck. But we'll see what happens at market open. We have about less than a minute. Okay, so the bearish trade didn't work. The bullish trade did. We'll go ahead and track it with a runner. We got VWAP overhead here. Okay, the market just opened, I believe. Yep. All right, so this was a false positive bearish signal. That worked. And the price action right when the market opens is usually very fast, so I don't really expect to be able to hit any of the trades, whether they were legitimate or not. So this is a false positive bullish signal here. That worked. Runner moves up. Runner keeps moving up. False positive bearish signal here because the runner hadn't been taken out yet. And now we have a false positive bullish signal because this is the trade that stopped out this bearish trade. We also have some trend lines, potentially macro trend lines above our heads, so we can't take this higher. This is a false positive bearish signal here. retested the stop loss here for the bullish side, but it stopped out, and now the bearish trade is running at break even. We draw a new micro trend line. Okay. The bearish trade has stopped out. The bullish trade has not triggered. And if we get a trigger in either direction, we can't take it. We have resistance here and we have support down here. So this is a false positive bearish signal. Actually, there is room for this one. Miscalculated. See if it comes back up and gets me. It's definitely a battle right here. Might get stopped out. Yep, stop loss. This is a false positive bullish signal here. Our golden ruler, I'm just checking to see where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be right here at 93.75, 293.75. Our golden ruler moves up. We just hit target on that bullish trade. We have a runner right here. We also have a false positive bearish signal up there. Runner keeps moving up. The runner keeps moving up. I believe our runner just got taken out right there. We can't take this bullish. We have standard deviation overhead. We can't take it bearish either. This will be a false positive trigger because we're still in the bearish trade here. If it triggers to the upside, which it did. This is a false bearish trigger. You see there's a lot of choppiness right now. We do have news in 5 minutes. I'm going to reload my history. Okay, my candles still look the same. False bullish trigger down here. So the bearish trade did work. Just keep track of the runner now. Just got taken out. This macro trend line is holding. This is another false positive bullish signal. False positive bearish signal here. Okay, it's 9:45. We have a runner that's actually was just taken out right here by this wick. Our golden ruler does move up. This is a bearish signal. Do we have room? We do. I missed it. I hit target. Break even. The runner was at break even. It was taken out. Okay, we have a double bottom here. We're trying to make our way to the all-time highs up there at 93. Golden ruler is actually all the way up here now. If we get, this would be a bearish signal right here. It didn't close below the golden ruler or the standard deviation, so it won't be a signal anymore. This is a bearish signal. If it can come back down, this is, there we go, come on. There we go, that worked. Golden ruler moves up. Runner is running. Runner still running. Sellers are really aggressive at this point. Runner just got taken out. Let me zoom in appropriately here. This will be another bearish signal here. Not anymore. Actually, it could technically, I think the bearish signal started here. It looks a little unintuitive, but it was this one because it was closed below 350 and triggered lower. So we just hit the target on this bearish signal. And now our runner is at break even. Runner moves down. Retesting VWAP now. Runner moves down. Okay, runner's been taken out, so let's get the runner out of the way. It did bounce off of the NQ VWAP, but not the MNQ VWAP, so regardless, we wouldn't have been able to take it anyway. We had the EMA above our heads right there. And this is now bearish, false positive bearish signal. Okay, the runner's still running on that bullish trade. This is a bearish signal that I missed. Okay, it got me in. It's not acting as bearish as I would like for it to act. And I'm like, let's just see what happens. Would love for it to come back down and retest VWAP. But this is definitely a battle zone here. All right, there you go, it worked. This is my 9:55 alarm. We have 5 minutes till 10 o'clock. So I'm probably not going to be taking any more trades until we see what the 10 o'clock candle does. The runner's been taken out on that bearish trade. This is another false positive bearish trigger right here. We can't take it because of VWAP. Also, I'm going to avoid really taking any trades, whether they follow our rules or not, before 10 o'clock. We now have this big macro trend line here. This is a false positive bullish signal here. We have about a little over 2 minutes before 10 o'clock. This is a false positive bearish signal here. Okay, that's out. We're still in that bullish. The bullish trade worked. We're gonna move our runner to break even, actually slightly above break even. Runner moves up. We're now running into this trend line here, which could act as resistance, but honestly, with news coming up in 30 seconds, anything can happen. Okay, the runner's been taken out. There's my 10 o'clock alarm. Not a lot of volatility as you would expect from a dual red folder event. Frankly, I'm a little surprised. This is a false positive bearish signal, but it did end up working. We'll go ahead and move the runner. Runner moves down again. Retesting VWAP. I think this is the volatility I think I was looking for. It's happening now. It was delayed. I believe the runner was taken out. Yeah. So this would be, we're in no man's land right now, so let's see what the market wants to do. This is a bearish signal here, but we had the trend line that was in the way. It was drawn like this, so you couldn't take it. So it's false positive, bearish. Still hasn't stopped out yet. This is also false positive bullish. Okay, we'll keep track of the runner on this one. I do believe the golden ruler does move down. We did make a new low, so the golden ruler is going to move down to here. This becomes a macro trend line. And let me figure out what our new micro trend line looks like. It was all the way down, oops, all the way down here anyway. So we'll have to draw a new one right here. Runner was taken out, so false positive bearish here because we have VWAP below us. This is another macro line here. Bearish trade stopped out. This would be a false positive bullish trade if it triggered, because it's this trade that stopped out the bearish trade, and you're still below the trend lines. So we're still below this macro line. If we can close below VWAP, this would be a bearish signal to go down. A legit one. Yep. If it can come down. But it didn't trigger. So. Okay. Did not trigger. No trigger, no trade. All right, we're stuck in this really tiny wedge here. I think the path of least resistance is going back down, but we do have a 5-minute 8 EMA right here around 39, which could be acting as resistance as well. This is a false positive bearish signal here. This one, this candle, because it's below the EMA. Can't take it. And now this is a false positive bullish signal. All right, the bullish trade worked. We have a runner. Runner's now slightly below 50. Runner's been taken out. Let's get the runner out of the way. This is a bearish signal here, but it's false positive. Did end up working. Let's keep track of that runner. Right around 50 as well for now, around break even up there. We will be drawing a new macro trend line. False positive bullish signal here. The runner on the bearish trade hasn't been taken out yet. It has to go above 50 to take it out. All right, it went above 50, so the bearish trade is over. And now the bullish trade is still working, but it was a false positive. I think I deleted my runner by accident. No, my runner's up here. Okay. And now this is a false positive bearish signal here. It was rejection off of 350. And it did work. Let's go ahead and delete that. You're still in the bullish trade. This would be a false positive bearish if it triggered lower. You can see that the standard deviation level here is acting as resistance. Okay, the bullish trade stopped out and the bearish trade is a false positive trigger to the downside. You can see a lot of the setups we've been getting today have been marginal. I did mark the low of the New York session for now. Might come into play at 313.50. We are back at VWAP. Really nothing for us to do here other than just be patient and wait for a better setup. All right, we're almost at target here. All right, just hit target. We will move the runner to 33. Delete this line. All right, runner moves down. Runner moves down again, and now we're testing the bottom of the New York Open. Okay, we're still moving down. This is a false positive bullish signal because the runner hadn't been taken out yet, so. And the EMA is kind of creeping up there. You are correct. The golden ruler does move. Might move it again one more if we can break this low here, but we'll go ahead and move it to 355. This is a bullish trigger. I don't know if we have room for it though. Actually, we're still in the other bullish trigger. Hold on, why did I delete that? Sorry. It hasn't stopped out yet, but it's a false positive bullish trigger. So we're still waiting. Buyers are using this standard deviation level here as support. And it did end up working. Runner moves up. I don't think there's room for this bearish move, and I mean there was, but I think the runner hadn't been taken out yet. I'm trying to think if this was a trade we should be taking or not. At this point, I mean, I'm glad I didn't get in. We would have stopped out, but I'm just thinking about this one. I think this was a legitimate trigger lower. I'm not sure. I'll have to review this one. This is a false positive bullish signal here. All right, so it worked. Our runner is at break even now. We're now running up against the EMA on the 5-minute. See if buyers can get past it. Runner moves up. Runner's been taken out. So we are able to draw this micro trend line down. Problem is we don't have room to the upside with this macro trend line here. So if it does trigger higher, we can't take it. Okay, it didn't trigger higher. We got this look right now, and now this micro trend line is null and void. This is a false positive bearish trigger here because we're right at VWAP. If this was below VWAP, we would have been able to take it. And now this is a false positive bullish signal. So you have a signal within a signal, which is not good. That means indecision. The bullish trade worked. Our runner's at break even. Bearish trade has not stopped out yet. Just did. We're now running into that larger macro trend line. I don't know if it'll act as resistance or not. We'll find out. But it was tested up here. Our runner is still at break even. Runner moves up. Runner moves up again. Runner is finally out. If this trigger is lower, it's going to be false positive because there's no room before the EMA. And now this is a false positive bullish signal. So again, a little bit of indecision here. Golden ruler does move down below VWAP. So the bullish trade did not work. Let me delete that one. You're still in the bearish trade. Excuse me. Another false positive bullish signal here. Bullish trade stopped out again. And now we have a macro trend line like this. We can delete this macro. And we have a micro trend line like this. Okay, we just hit target on the bearish side. Now we move down the runner. Delete some lines here. Yeah, the price action this morning has been very tricky. We've taken a total of 3 trades, 1 loser and 2 winners. Runner moves down. I'm not sure if this is above or below. I think it's below. Runner's been taken out at this point. This is going to be a false positive trigger if it goes up. regardless of whether or not it's above the 21 EMA, because we have resistance overhead. We have a false positive bearish signal here as well. We did get a rejection off of this downward trend line. So yeah, we're kind of stuck in a really tight range, which makes trading not that much fun, but you do just have to be very patient. Have to be very, very patient. I might go ahead and draw this macro trend line as well. This could act as potential support. So the bullish trade didn't work. Bearish trade is still in progress. If you zoom out, you can see where we did break this high here, but for the most part, we've had lower highs. I'll go ahead and reload Ninja historical data as well, since we're waiting. Yeah, this price action is kind of boring. Just have to sit on your hands. All right, this is a false positive bullish trigger here. There is a stop loss. You're still in this bearish trade that hasn't stopped out yet. And there we go, finally. I say finally because I really want to get out of this range. Golden ruler moves up, runner moves down. This is a false positive bullish signal here. Runner was taken out, so let's move the runner out of the way. Let's delete some of these other lines that we don't need anymore. Bullish trade did work. Runners at break even. I think this is gonna be a macro line here. We're back in this range, unfortunately. Thought we were really gonna finally come down, at least test 300. Doesn't appear to be so. And now we're working our way through the range again. At least we broke through this downward trend here. At this point, like, I don't really care if the market goes up or down. I just want to get good, consistent patterns and setups that follow all of our rules. And we just haven't been getting that. All right, the runner's out. This is a false positive bearish signal. We have a new micro trend line. Sorry, micro. We do have a new micro trend line. It's this one. We also have a false positive bullish trigger here. Okay, we just hit target. Runner moves down. If we make a new low here, we will move the golden ruler. We did. Okay. Well, golden ruler moves down. False positive trigger here. To the upside, we have resistance overhead. The runner has been taken out though, so. All right, the bullish trade did work. And we're back in this lovely range. Our runner is still all the way down at break even. Now we move it up. Runner moves up. Testing golden ruler now. Failure at this high. Runner's been taken out. Brand new micro downward trend line. This would be a false positive trigger to go up because we still are below the golden ruler here if it triggers up, which it did. Did hit target. Golden ruler moves down. Runner moves up. Okay. I think we broke through all the highs here. We have this high that I should keep track of. We have this high I should probably keep track of. And keep track of this low. Keep track of this low. Runner's been taken out. I would love for us to continue going up because there's nothing in our way for a while. Problem right now is if this triggers, this will be the trigger candle and it would be false positive. I would much rather this candle stay put like this and not trigger this one higher if we were to follow our rules. Like this, perfect. This is perfect candle. Okay, it didn't trigger. But now, this is a false positive bearish. Trading has not been easy today, guys. Had to exercise a lot of patience. False positive bullish here. just looking at other tick charts to see if we can get any clues here. All right, so the bullish trade didn't work as expected. We're still in the bearish trade. All right, the bearish trade has worked. Runner moves down, golden ruler moves up. Runner moves down. We're back at our favorite place today, VWAP. Don't get too excited. Okay, runner's out. So we're able to draw a new micro trend line. We just don't have a lot of room to go in either direction, which is very frustrating. False positive trigger here to the upside. We have all that resistance with these two trend lines. You can see immediate rejection right there. And if this trigger is lower, it'll be a false positive bearish. I don't think we have enough room to take this before VWAP. Yeah, so I have to pass on this one. We're just in a very tight trading range right now. I will say this. I know we haven't taken a lot of trades today. We took about 3. But there is a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction that comes with being patient and following your rules. I think there's a newfound joy for me in doing so. And there we go. We follow our rules here. We basically avoided another stop loss, right? And now we had, this would have been a false positive bullish trade. I don't know where this selling is coming from. I don't know if there's news. This is crazy. I don't know what the heck's going on right now. Whoa. The market decided to wake up all of a sudden. And I'll be honest, this isn't really tradable either. It's moving way too fast. I feel like news must have come out or something. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. We're going to do our best to try to trade this. Wow. Boy. This was the bearish signal here. It's false positive because of the trend line. But you're still in this bearish move. There it is. It hit 200. Wow. What is going on with the market? If anybody knows in the chat, let me know. This is crazy. It's like it went from a snooze fest to like drinking a bunch of energy drinks. Wow, okay. This was the trigger higher here, I believe. Or no, it stopped out first. So this is a false positive bullish signal here. And this is a false positive bearish signal here. That worked. You're still in the bullish trade, now you're out. Runner just got taken out. Golden ruler moves down. Wow. If this is going to be a signal to go bearish. If I didn't catch it in time. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Okay. All right, this is a bearish signal. Oh, it worked. All right. Worked very fast. That was a bearish trade right there. I think I might have to switch to a higher time frame because these candles are moving way too fast. Usually the 1024 tick chart does not move like this at 11 o'clock. Maybe at 9:30 when the market opens, you know. But let me just calm down, catch my breath here, figure out where we are. We can kind of go from there. And if I miss a trade, I miss a trade. That's fine. Yeah. This was the bearish signal here. The problem now is that these candles are kind of ginormous. I mean, this is a 30, almost a 30-point candle. So the risk has increased as well. Which is not a good thing. We just hit the target here, so the runner has been taken out. And now this is the bullish signal, but it's false positive because we have, and it's huge. So, yeah, can't take this. See, now you can look at the average candles, 24 points. The ATR is at the bottom right here. Let me switch to the 800 tick and see what that looks like. 30 points, wow. I'm so glad that drop put you green on the day, ATR. Everything went crazy, yeah, for sure. Any idea why the market's behaving this way? Yeah, well, Mag 7 rallying down obviously would do that to the market, but what was the root cause, you know? Like, there's no room to take most of these candles because they're so huge. Yeah, I don't think I can trade this, guys. This is a little too extreme right now. I mean, I'm trying my best to keep up, but the candles are moving very fast. Did I catch any of that drop? I did, dog. I did. And then it just started going crazy. So I hit my target, and then I haven't been able to catch another one since because the candles are moving way too fast. I might have to go to a slower time frame because this is a little too extreme for this level of price action. Let me figure out what time frame would make sense. Let me look at the 1 minute, see if that looks reasonable. The 1 minute looks crazy. It's just a bunch of big candles. And the average 1 minute candle is 47 points. Yeah, that's too big. Let me look at the ES. Yeah, the average ES 1 minute candle is about 11 points. That's too big. We're back at, we retested 25,000. Interesting. I mean, what would cause this 350 point drop? Maybe profit taking. We did make brand new highs. I'm trying to think here. Five minutes not very helpful on the ES, and I bet you the 5 minute on the NQ is not going to be that helpful either. Just a straight drop. I'm trying to keep track of what trade we're actually supposed to be following right now, which is a little hard to do. Let me figure out where the golden ruler was. Let's just work backwards here. Golden ruler is below us. If I can find a setup that I can easily take, I probably will try to take it. The problem is these candles, the risk on these candles is so big, I might have to downsize quite a bit. So this bullish trade did work. You have a runner now. And now you're having this potential bearish signal here off of the failure off of 100. And then that one worked. Took out the runner. You have this. Took out the bullish and the bearish runner. So we're not currently in a trade right now. So the trade that we probably should have been getting into was this one, and it did hit target. But it was a 22-point risk trade, which I don't want to take right now. This is going to be your bullish trigger here to go up. Again, the candles are way too big. Sorry, I meant to move the runners right here. Tariffs on China was the news. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, the market did not like that. That's safe to say. Has that affected some of your swing trades that you guys are taking? Okay, the runner's out. You have a false positive bearish trade. There's no room for it. Okay, cash is not a bad position to be in right now, Lars. That's good, Doug. At least some of them aren't being affected by the news. That's a good thing. Okay, this is a false positive bullish trade here because the runner hadn't been taken out yet. And now you've got golden ruler moves up. This is a false positive bearish move here because 25,000's in the way. Lars, you make a good point. If we can just maintain levels of support, there are some good buying opportunities for sure. Okay, runner's running now on the bearish side. Runner's still running. Okay, I have dropped my risk down to 1/3 to see if I could take some of these potential setups here. Runner was just taken out. This would be a bullish trade here. Okay, that was a stop loss, but it didn't take me out. Yeah, I'm not liking this price action, guys. I'll be honest with you. This is actually the trade you're supposed to be in. It's this bearish one that worked. But you couldn't take it because of this trend line here. Our golden ruler does move down. Okay, this is going to be a bearish signal here. That one worked. Now I've cut down my risk by 1/3, so if I'm wrong, it doesn't hurt, but I'm still able to participate in this market. This is the current bearish trade we're in, but we can't take it because of this level here. Golden ruler does move down. We still got to follow our rules, even though the market's acting this crazy, you know? Now we have false positive bullish. Let's see. Let's delete some lines here. And then another false positive bullish here. Now we have this bearish trade that did end up working, but couldn't have taken it. We keep track of the runner. Runner's been taken out. Golden ruler moves up. This is a false positive bearish, but it did end up working. I think at this point our bias should probably be going down anyway. It's really hard to take bullish trades when the market just wants to sink. This is a false bullish. You're still, the runner hasn't been taken out of the bearish trade yet. Runner moves down. Runner continues to move down. Golden ruler moves down. Runner moves down. I missed this one. This was the perfect trade there. Runner's still running. It's just really hard to keep updating these trend lines when the candles are moving this fast, you know? And normally I don't have a problem trading this time frame. It's just that today's the volatility has been dialed up to really high. So this is a bullish signal here that's false. You have the EMA in the way. There's the stop loss. And you wouldn't have been able to take this bearish one anyway. You can't take this bullish one as well. But we'll mark it. Yeah, it's just back and forth. Extreme volatility. Now you have this bearish here. You can't take. This is a signal to go higher. It's just really big though. I got that to work. Golden ruler moves down. Runner is still going. We're getting an extreme rally now. We're also way extended to the downside, so I feel like at some point sellers are going to have to give up. This bearish trade worked, but you couldn't have taken it. I'm going to keep track of the runner now. All right, runner's right here. Runner is right there. Runner moves down. Runner moves down some more. Runner really moves down. If I'm in the zone and I'm dialed in, no pun intended, I know the channel is called In the Zone, but if I am in the zone, I'm able to trade at this speed. It is still very hard though. It takes a lot of concentration. This was the bearish signal here, but false positive. We have this trend line. All right, it worked. Runner is golden ruler moves up. Runner still running. Okay, runner's out. Can't take this bearish because of the 50 level. But our golden ruler does move down. We made a new low. We also have a false positive bullish trade that didn't work as well. Can't take this bearish trade because it took out the bullish trade. And you might get stuck in a lot of chop. As you could see, it's kind of going back and forth right now. This prevented this false positive. This was another false positive signal right there. And now this is another false positive signal right here. Golden ruler moves down. And you can see all these triggers are not working because they're kind of canceling each other out. And this is another false positive bearish signal. Golden ruler moves up. I think the bears were waiting for something like this to pounce. It's really crazy if you think about it. False positive bullish that is holding right now. Will it go up? 700 could be a support level. There it is. This was actually another bullish trigger right there, but couldn't have taken it. EMA is right there. Did work. We have a runner now. False positive bearish. This one did work. And let's move the runner down. Runner just got taken out. This is a false positive bullish signal. Okay, this one worked. Runner at 701.50. Move our runner some more. Golden ruler was here. Now golden ruler is below us. Runner moves up. All right, runner's been taken out. Do we have room to go down? The answer is no. The EMA is right there. So this is a false positive bearish signal. Now we have a false positive bullish signal. So there's a little bit of confusion here. I have not yet created the video on golden ruler, Doug. I will work on that and let you know when that's ready. Okay, both trades stopped out. Yeah, we're kind of in a battle zone right here. Neither trade is actionable. Yeah, you know, normally this chart doesn't move fast like this. Normally this chart moves at 1/3 the speed. It's just today is kind of one of those bad news days, and it can make the market do some really funky things, you know? So today's price action is not normal. We're getting close to the target here. You're probably wondering why there's a potential pullback. It's probably this high right there that could be having sellers behave that way. And this is a false positive bearish signal here. But you're still in this bullish trade. Golden ruler does move up. The bearish trade worked. The bullish trade has not stopped out yet. Okay, the bullish trade stopped out. And this is actually now a new bearish signal, but it's the trade that stopped out this original bullish trade. So we cannot take it south. It's just one of my rules. And it's to prevent choppiness. And there's the false, this was false positive. This is also another false positive going to the upside. It's just a lot of landmines right now. And the way the price action is doing. So we're going to have a macro line like this. And we're going to have a micro line like this. This is a false positive trade here at 700. It did end up working though. Start deleting lines that do not matter anymore. This was a false positive bearish trade here. Okay, it hit target and then it stopped out for the runner. And now this is a false positive bullish trade. Right here, we're gonna have this micro trend line and we're gonna have this macro trend line, and we'll have this other macro trend line. The runner's running on this one. Runner still running. Runner was just taken out right there. This is actually a false positive. Actually, no, it's not. It went up and then went down. This is a false positive bearish trigger here. This one. Golden ruler did move, is still up here actually. Yeah, it's still up here. All right. And now this is a false positive bullish trade. That's retesting the high up there. Golden ruler moves down to semi-bottom. You can readjust this trend line to look like that. Okay, we hit target. This is a false positive bearish signal here because of rejection off of 800 coming back down. But the runner hadn't stopped out yet. It did end up working. And now the runner's stopped out. This is a false positive. Look at all these false positive trades. It's kind of driving me nuts a little bit, to be honest with you. There's just not a lot of room for these trades to work. And I'm just looking for a trade that just follows all my rules, and we haven't gotten that in a while. Okay, so this one looks like it's gonna work. Runner's still running though. Yeah, runner's still running. Okay, runner's still running. Runner finally got taken out. This is a bullish trigger, but I think it already hit its target. No. There's a macro line in the way that I probably have drawn from way back. So this would be, yeah, this trade is false positive as well. You could see it stopped out right there. It hit that trend line that I had drawn and it didn't work. And now this is a false positive because of this EMA here. Now this is a false positive here because you're in the middle of that bearish trade. It did end up working. Golden ruler, I think at this point moves up. Okay. This is going to be a false positive bearish because we have golden ruler and the 50 level right there. Okay, this one did work. Keep track of the runner. Runner was taken out. False positive bullish because of the EMAs above our heads right here. If there wasn't an EMA, we probably would have taken this. And now this is a false positive bearish. But you're in the middle of this bullish trade, so you can't take it. And these rules are there to help me prevent chopping. I mean, look how choppy this is, right? Okay, so the bearish trade worked. which means golden ruler actually moves down. And we get this trend line now. Let me draw this line correctly, which means this was a false positive trigger right here. This will be a false positive bearish trigger if it came down, because you're still in the middle of this bullish trade. See some indecision going on right now. Neither the bullish trade nor the bearish trade have technically hit their targets or stopped out. Okay, the bearish trade stopped out. If you were taking this bearish trade, though, you should be taking profits 1 or 2 points above your target, especially with how volatile these candles have been. You're still in the bullish trade. We have a macro trend line that looks like this now. And now our micro trend line is like this. So bullish trade worked. Golden ruler moves down. And our runner is going to be right here. We've gotten through these two trend lines. We're working our way through that trend line. Bulls are definitely pumping the market up now. All right, this is actually a legit bearish signal here. I just couldn't get into it. See if we can come back up. Yep, missed it. Let's keep track of the runner. Okay. Do we have room for this? No. We do have room for this though, if this one triggered higher. It didn't. Okay. Now we have this trend line. This is a false positive trigger. Okay. False positive bearish is right here. We have about 5 minutes till noon. I'm probably going to be shutting the stream around then, but hope you guys enjoyed today. Learned a lot. Sometimes I think one of the biggest lessons here for today's session were just two big lessons. You practice patience, which is one of the most important lessons and easier said than done. And the second most important lesson is to go ahead and adjust your risk if you find out that the market is doing some funky things like it did earlier today. Like, don't continue trading with the same position size. Figure out how big the candles are. Figure out if it's even tradable. Figure out if you still have an edge. And make some adjustments. If you feel like you can't make the adjustments, then it's okay to sit back and not trade. That is, cash is a position. So, cash is a position in and of itself. Runner still running to the bearish side. Golden ruler moves up. And I think one of the biggest feelings we probably get when the market finally wakes up and does all these crazy moves, and this is just natural human behavior, right? There's that desire to want to take advantage of the move. And so we get FOMO. And FOMO, like all the other fear types, they're account killers. So I think learning to trade your plan and not let FOMO get in the way. Again, easier said than done, guys. Easier said than done. But those are the lessons that played out today, right? Yeah, super hard, bro. Super hard. Okay, another false positive bullish trade. We just don't have the room for it. These trades, these candles are too big. And now you have another false positive bearish signal, but you're still in that bullish trade. That seems to be the theme for a lot of these signals today. Golden ruler moves down. This did hit target. Runner's been taken out. You have a false positive bullish trigger here. Golden ruler moves down. Runner moves up. Runner is out. I go back and I look at where we are overall. This would be, is this a bullish trigger? Yeah. See if we can go up there. This will be my last trade of the day. All right. It's noon, guys. I was able to capture at least 10 points on that trade. I have a progressive runner, but hope you guys have a good one. Hope you guys learned a lot, and we'll do this again on Monday. Hope you guys have a great weekend. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. If you like this stream and you haven't subscribed yet, please like it. Please subscribe. Always a pleasure. And we'll talk same bat channel, same bat time on Monday. Have a good one, guys. You're welcome, bro.